Sonic Movie 3 marketing is finally underway. We got the first official trailer, and I have so many theories. This is not a scripted video, so you're gonna be hearing a lot of stuttering and stuff like that, but I'm just so excited, so hyped, and we gotta get right into this. Also, I'm going to be trying so many setups, obviously from the face reveal video. This is not the same exact setup you saw there. I was in my room. Now I'm in my little studio place, and this is just not really it, but this is the best I could come up with. I'm gonna be trying all the Sonic YouTuber methods. I'm gonna try sitting down, I'm gonna try standing up, I'm gonna try the green screen, whatever works and whatever you guys think is best. I'll probably end up doing, and yeah, let's get into the video. I've seen a couple theories online, and I am going to be taking inspiration and adding my own spin to it, but this first one is all mine, I believe. I haven't seen anything quite like this, and that is Gerald comes back by using time travel, and Shadow will end up using that same time travel that they used to get Gerald back to attempt and save Maria. Now, remember, this is not a scripted video, so bear with me here while I kind of ramble on. I'm not completely sure, but in this scene where it is like seems to be a black hole, and Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails are all tied up there, we don't know what's going on, but I think that could also be an indicator that Shadow is going back using the time travel material. I don't know how they're going to use it or how it would happen. We don't know how Gerald gets there, but we've potentially have heard some things about time travel, and this would make the most sense. Like, the question I have is, how is Gerald alive? And I mean, was he cryogenically frozen? Did he just escape? Or was this like not his fault this time around? Like, we don't know what the whole gist is with Gerald going into this third movie. My theory is when Sonic and friends go to get Eggman's help, his crazy idea is going to be getting Gerald back. And then I know there is kind of a plot hole with that. Like, okay, so why don't they just go far enough to save Maria so Shadow isn't rampaging through the city? Fantastic question, and I think it would be the sole fact that they weren't smart enough to go that far back, meaning they could only figure out how to go so far back. And it was just to the date where they maybe could save Gerald instead of Maria, or something like that. Do I think that makes sense? No, not really. But it's kind of a theory I've been thinking about, because back to that scene with the black hole, maybe because, I mean, Shadow is the ultimate life form. I assume he's not just, you know, kick-ass worthy. I assume he also is pretty smart. So it would make sense if he could also go back in time. Like, from the standpoint, he would know how to use whatever machine better than, you know, Eggman or X, Y, and Z. And he could potentially team up with Gerald to go save Maria, because obviously Gerald loves Maria as well. That is his granddaughter, or potentially his daughter in this universe. Or his niece. I don't know how this is going to work in the second movie. Second theory from this trailer that I'm going to go ahead and knock out is the Bio-Lizard, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this theory, and I've seen it floating around a little bit. I don't really know if it's plausible, because we don't know what they're truly doing. Like, it's just so confusing, because this is definitely not SA2 the movie, and personally, I am very happy about that. This didn't need to be SA2 the movie. The only thing I do agree with is that they should have had one of the two females from SA2 in this movie. Either it was Rouge, either it was Amy. I think they did sub the bag on that, but I like what they're doing and what premise they're going with. And I do like that they actually brought Joe Robotnik back, because a little bit of self-promotion here. As someone who changes stories up, I do like when they do something different, because it can still be good. Like, Gerald being back does not mean that this is going to ruin the story. I know people raise the eyebrow about it, but it could actually be great. We don't know yet. Back to the theory, I did see a lot of people say the Bio-Lizard could potentially, just like in SA2, how it was like a little, I don't know what it was, like electric ball or like something circle-ish, just was in the air, and just like the thing we saw from that one scene again where Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles were all tied up, that's where he could pop in, just like that. I don't necessarily think that's what's going to happen. I don't know what's going on there, but something is happening. I think it's a time travel thing. I just don't know what exactly is making that occur. I don't think the Bio-Lizard coming from that, because I think things are getting sucked into that portal. Why would the Bio-Lizard be there? But it is a theory nonetheless, and I did want to mention it here alongside these other theories. Third theory, and I am on board for this. Not that I want to see him murked. We're saving that for the child. There is no way I made that joke. That was actually kind of crazy. But just listen to this real quick of what Shadow says to Sonic.
What did you do? What I had to.
Okay, yeah, y'all hear that? One more time.
What did you do? What I had to.
Now pair that with this scene of Tom. Y'all have seen this theory for sure. Tom might either die or get harmed in this movie. Now I am willing to put money on it with anybody. Like right now, Tom is not dying. There's just no way. I can't see that for a couple reasons, but my main two have to be that one, that would make Shadow a villain. That wouldn't make Shadow like this in between of like eventually being a hero and being a villain. That would just make Shadow super evil. And I like that they're making him seem super evil, because I mean, he's practically just destroying humanity. And I mean, sure, that's bad. I need to say that with more urgency, because if actually that was real, that'd be really bad. But you get what I'm saying. But like killing a main character's father figure, because that brings me to my second point, that would make him irredeemable. Like there would be no way that Shadow would become a hero or something after that. Like Shadow was going to be redeemed by the end of this movie, even if he's not friends with Sonic and them. He's going to be like, humanity's not going to be like, gosh, Shadow was just terrible. I don't believe it. I don't see that at all. Now throwing my 2 cents into the ring about this theory, I can see like if he, not even him harming Tom, but keeping Tom hostage on Prison Island or someone else, and it's gonna be like a place where something is gonna explode. Like Tom is going to die if Sonic doesn't get to him. But the thing is, Shadow has him hostage there because he's gonna go and do something somewhere else. So Sonic then has to make a decision, like, do I go save the world or do I go save my dad? And it's gonna be tugging at his heart. And I think maybe the feel of this scene, maybe Sonic is having to decide right here, do I choose to go save Tom or do I go choose to save the world? And Tails is like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't actually think that's paired with the Eggman thing. I think it's paired with this scene, and I think Sonic's like, I have to go save Tom. And that just adds to the drama, just adds to the stakes. And I think it just makes this movie so much more. Like, it already looks stunning, and I'm so glad that they went even above and beyond from the Knuckles budget, because the Knuckles show sucked. If you haven't watched it, go watch my video. More self-promotion. It'll just add a whole nother tier of just drama and stakes to this movie, because again, Shadow is a menace. He's a real life menace in this movie. And I think making Sonic make a really tough decision, something that like even Robotnik really didn't do in these movies outside of like destroying the world. Shadow's going right after Sonic. I mean, Shadow lost Maria. He's gonna make Sonic lose his dad. I like what they're cooking up though. I like what they're cooking up. 3 theories down, 3 more to go. This one kind of ties into what I was saying about what I don't agree with, and that is that Shadow is going to stay evil. Now, how does this work? Well, Jim Carrey probably isn't going to come back for a 4th movie. They want to do more movies. Like, I hate when people say, okay, actually, that's a lie. Because I agree with the people. It's just, I hate when they're talking about like, this is going to be the last one. This is not the last movie. Even if you want it to be, it's not going to be. I agree. I think this could be a very good conclusive point, and maybe they can move on, but that's a discussion for a whole nother video, and I'm actually gonna make a video about that. But they're going to make more movies, and potentially, even though I can't see it, and that's why I don't agree with it, they might just leave Shadow an ambiguous villain. Like, he could come back at any moment. They might just shut him off. You don't really know what they're going to do. And there's not much more to the theory outside of, I mean, he's just gonna continue being evil. And can I see it? I feel that's such a cop-out version. I think there's so much more that could happen. But honestly, we don't know. Next, we got when Sonic gives Eggman the quill, when they have to make that bargain. Is this the equivalent to when we saw the tornado thing with the electricity of the Master Emerald from the Sonic Movie 2 trailer? Now hear me out. He's going to use that quill for something. I think it's of two things. He's going to use that instead of the Chaos Emeralds, which again doesn't make sense. They should use the Chaos Emeralds, but we didn't see them in this trailer. He's going to use that to like power the Ark or whatever to reaccumulate. I don't think that's a smart idea. So also I don't think it's a like feasible plot point, because you're just telling me that they could pluck their quill and power a whole Ark. Like really, they're that powerful? That's just kind of crazy, especially just one. Doesn't make the most sense. Or the other thing, I'm not a huge fan of either. He's going to build Metal Sonic, and they're going to have Metal Sonic in this movie. I think one of the two makes a lot of sense, and leaving one out just doesn't make sense. And it kind of sucks because I don't like either idea personally. I like Metal Sonic in a post-credit scene with Amy. You got to do a double one because how are you going to get bigger than Shadow? You know what I mean? But in this movie, I don't know. See, this is why I love unscripted videos, because something just came to mind. They could just be using that for the post-credit scene. Like, at the end of the movie, he's going to be like, I have one more thing for you, Hedgehog. And then, you know, create what's his face. We really don't know. Like, can't you see though? Okay. Rambling a second. Sonic goes back home to Green Hills. Eggman watches him go home, and he's like, actually, I want to screw up your day still. He creates Metal Sonic, sends him there, and like, maybe it's about to like fade away, but then we hear a little girl scream, and it's Amy getting stolen, or something like that. We don't know. Just a cool little idea. Last theory of today, and I think this one out of all of them is by far the most likely, but you gotta hear me out. Remember when we got a survey on like what team name should Dr. Eggman, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, and Shadow have? Okay, now listen to this scene by Shadow.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
And Gerald is obviously back. Eggman looks to be very happy to see him. Shadow's destroying the world, getting revenge. We don't know Gerald's plans. They're gonna team up, aren't they? They're gonna team up, aren't they? I think they're gonna team up. You do too? I think so too. So that's the theory. They're going to team up, and I think if out of all of them, outside of the one with Tom, because I don't think Tom's gonna die, I would put my money on this theory to happen. It also just makes sense. This entire trailer, Shadow was working with nobody. I don't think they're hiding a mystery character like an Amy or Rouge somewhere in there. I think that they're saving the three of them to team up and do the whole end of SA2 part where they go up into space and stuff like that. Because they're gonna like destroy the whole world. I mean, the stars are aligning for this theory, so I'm not gonna sit and talk about it too much. It just makes sense. Oh yeah, also, before we sign off here, I was looking back at my 8 bold Sonic movie predictions. Don't watch that video. The only one I am holding out hope for, even though I know it's gonna be wrong, is that this guy right here, I don't even know if he's gonna be pointing. Yep, Silver, I still think he has the potential to be in the 4th movie, but we'll talk about that at a later date. So yeah guys, I just want to do a quick video on the Sonic movie 3 because I was in school while the trailer came out, so I got to watch it very privately in the middle of class, and I couldn't do my reaction. Sad. I was actually looking forward to it because I have done my face reveal. So, you know, if they're gonna do a second trailer, hopefully it's on the weekend so I can actually react to it. But yeah, I wanted to make this video, get it out, because I had so many theories and I wanted to just talk about it. No script, just ramble. That's all I wanted to do. And I'm so glad I got to do it. And we'll be back with more videos here soon. With that being said, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon. That is super important because you can help me pay for my art school and pay the voice actors for the project we're doing here on the channel, the plush series. Please help. Also subscribe. We passed 1K, but you know we're not stopping there. And now, guys, with that being said, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I love you guys. Wear your socks. Peace.
Coffee.